Welcome to LC Coins World. Today's video is an absolute treasure as we unveil the top 10 U.S. coins worth millions of dollars. These are not just rare. They are the holy grails of American numismatics, each one carrying untold stories, historical significance, and jaw-dropping value. From legendary, been waiting for. Let's get started. First up, amazingly rare, the 1974. Lincoln penny is not just a coin. It's a true piece of American history. And in today's market, it can fetch a shocking $50,000 or more. You might be thinking, isn't this just another penny? But in the world of numismatics, this specific penny is a hidden treasure, and its value is steadily climbing as collectors and investors recognize its rarity and historical significance. It's not every day you come across a coin that can transform your collection or your financial portfolio with such incredible potential. The 1974 Lincoln penny is unique for one major reason. It was the first penny to feature a new reverse design, moving away from the iconic wheat stalks and introducing the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo. This change marked a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history. In a sense, this coin is a living connection to the evolution of American currency. But what really drives its jaw-dropping value today is its condition and the high demand from both collectors and investors. The key to this coin's value lies in its grade. Just like with any rare coin, the better the condition, the higher the price. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. The most coveted 1974 Lincoln pennies are those in mint state 65 or higher, meaning they have minimal wear and retain that original stunning copper. Red luster. These coins are often described as being in red condition, meaning they have not been tarnished by time or exposure to the elements. A pristine 1974 Lincoln penny in this condition is considered a rare gem. To understand how a 1974 Lincoln penny could rise to a value of $50,000 or more, consider this. Many of the coins produced in 1974 were heavily circulated and therefore show signs of wear, which significantly decreases their value. But those that were carefully preserved, either by collectors or because they were stored away untouched for decades, remain exceptionally rare. High quality examples are extremely difficult to find in the market, making those that are available incredibly valuable. Factors that drive the value. Historical significance. As the first penny to feature the Lincoln Memorial, this coin is a milestone in U.S. numismatic history. It marks the end of an era, the wheat design, and the beginning of a new one. Condition. A well-preserved coin, especially one in red or mint state 65 and higher, can fetch astronomical prices. Coins that show little to no wear, retain their original color, and are free of discoloration are highly sought after demand. The 1974 Lincoln penny continues to be a key piece for collectors who are focused on completing their collections of significant U.S. coins. As the supply of high-grade coins remains low, demand only increases, making fortune. It's only the ones that have been preserved in near-perfect condition that command top dollar grading and identification. When looking for a 1974 Lincoln penny with potential, what can make your 1964 Lincoln penny extremely rare and valuable? That's what we're looking at today. So definitely watch this whole video if you guys want to learn which coins are rare and valuable and why. And you can also look for these errors on other dated pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and so on as well that can make those coins valuable. So let's start off here with a pretty obvious and pretty visual mint arrow. So this coin here has a partial brockage, which we can see there on the obverse of the coin. This penny ended up selling for $169 at auction. Next up, 1964 Denver minted. Lincoln Cent D mint mark. This coin has double curved clips. So you see that large clip and then you see that little clip there at the top of the coin, and it does have a partial collar around the rim of the coin where it's kind of thicker there. This coin sold for $84 at auction. Those are very obvious mint errors. Now, keep in mind, these are very common coins to have, but if you have a 1964 with a D mint mark below the date, and it grades at a misstate 67 red, it could be worth some money. This one here, in particular, sold for $180. So, a 70 is the best grade you can get on the coin grading scale. This coin at a 67 red sold for $180 bucks. Now, if we compare that to this coin, same exact coin, it's just one grade lower at a mint state 66 red. So, a little worse condition, but one grade can make a tremendous difference in value. We go from a $180 coin at a M state 6 red to a $10 to $15 coin here. The coin sold for $13 at a mint state 66 red. So, huge difference. Very risky to grade common. Coins like that, unless you are very confident you're going to get a top grade. Now, here is a double strike taking place on a 1964 Lincoln penny. It also has been broad stroke. You can kind of see around the rim of the coin how it looks stretched out. That is the broad strike. And then, of course, you could see the double strike very visible, there. This coin sold for a little over $70 at auction. And let's move on here to something that you can also look for on other coins as well. This coin sold for $55 at auction because it has that die break there. You see that extra blob of metal at the top of the coin going through Lincoln's head. Now, that's also referred to as a cud. So you can look for cuds, die bras on all kinds of different coins. Typically the larger. The blob of metal there, the cud, the more you can get out of those coins. Free silver coin giveaways every Tuesday. And Friday night at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Only on the Whatnot app. No catch. Guys, free silver giveaways, plus you get the $15 credit to spend on the Whatnot app. You can purchase any product from any seller and use your $15 credit today. Download the Whatnot app at the link in the comments below or scan the QR code on the screen. All right, next up, something very obvious. I have found these from the bank. Next up, coin 1977 D Lincoln penny, gateway to the rarest treasures of our world. Today we're unveiling the top 6 most valuable USA Lincoln pennies, tiny copper coins that have become legendary since collectors discovered they could be worth millions. From wartime minting mistakes to design, mishaps and ultra-low mintages, these pennies transformed history into fortune. Think a simple penny can't make you rich? Think again. Stay tuned as we count down each astonishing specimen from that one-of-a-kind 1977 bronze Lincoln penny to the iconic 1909 SVDB and unlock what makes each one a numismatic legend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a journey into hidden worth all here on LC Coins World. Today we're diving deep into a coin that you may have brushed past in your pocket change. A coin that on the surface looks like just another penny, but in reality holds an incredible secret. This is the story of the United States of America's 1977 D. Denver Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. At first glance, the 1977 D penny seems ordinary. Copper in color, bearing the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial proudly displayed on the reverse. It feels like a coin you've seen countless times before. But in the world of coin collecting, also known as numismatics, appearances can be deceiving. What separates an everyday penny from a collector's dream is not only its age, but also its condition, rarity, errors, and the story behind its minting. Let's take a journey back to the year 1977 D. America was entering a new decade filled with cultural change, political shifts, and economic uncertainty. The inflation of the 1970s had left its mark, and the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins in the millions to satisfy the demands of commerce. The Denver Mint, marked by the small d beneath the date on the Lincoln penny, was one of the primary facilities, producing cents for circulation. That year, the Mint struck hundreds of millions of pennies, making the 1977 D Lincoln cent a common coin for everyday transactions. But here's the twist. Within those hundreds of millions, a select few carry extraordinary value. The Lincoln cent has long been one of the most collected coins in America, Ever since its debut in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, collectors have been fascinated by its enduring design and history. The obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, features a right-facing portrait of Lincoln, and it remains one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. By 1977 D, the reverse still carried the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. For over 50 years, this design would remain unchanged until 2009, when it was replaced by a series of commemorative reverses. But what makes the 1977D Lincoln cent worth more than just a single cent? The answer lies in a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and minting errors. That coin is worth a lot of money. We're giving it away absolutely free. We have a 1970D lamination error on a Lincoln penny, giving it away absolutely free. We have a die break taking place on a 2005 state quarter. It's going to one of you guys absolutely free. Only on the Whatnot app, guys. You gotta scan the QR code on the screen or download the app through my personal link. But that's not it, guys. Look at this double strike, man. Double strike Lincoln cent. Now, these are just the graded ones that we're giving away. We got other ones we're going to show you as well. This one here, this is crazy. It actually has the outer clad layer with it. This coin has been split after the strike. That is a rare mint error. We also have other mint errors like the clipped planchet. We have another clipped planchet here on a wheat penny. We have a broad strike error. Another broad strike. Well, that's on a 1998 penny. A broad strike error on the Jefferson nickel and a partial collar on a modern penny from 2021 with the shield.
We also hear from veteran collectors who share their experiences of finding 1961D Lincoln pennies in change rolls in old family collections, and even in mint-sealed bags from estate sales. We dive into auction histories, looking at how some examples of the 1961D penny have performed at major auction houses across the country. We visit coin shows and speak with dealers about the current demand for early 1960s Lincoln cents and how market interest has evolved over time. In the second half of this 2-hour journey, we look at how to identify counterfeit or altered coins and what security features exist even in older coins to verify authenticity. We provide a step-by-step guide to building a complete Lincoln cent collection, including the tools and resources you will need. We also explore how the Lincoln cent has been used in American culture as a teaching tool, a symbol of thrift, and even in art projects and memorial tributes. We wrap up our exploration by reflecting on the emotional and historical value of the 1961D penny for many viewers, especially those aged 45 and older. This coin represents a time when America felt simpler, safer, and full of possibility. A coin you may have received as a child, tucked into your piggy bank or handed over the counter with a smile. It is more than just copper. It is a memory preserved in metal. A quiet piece of the American story that lives on in collections and conversations. So whether you are a lifelong numismatist or just discovering the magic of coins for the first time, the 1961D Lincoln penny offers a fascinating window into our nation's past and a reminder that even the smallest pieces of change can carry the weight of history. Thank you for joining us here on LC Coins World. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share as we continue to bring you the stories behind the coins that shaped America. Pocket, and every coin tells a story. Today, we're traveling back to a pivotal moment in American numismatic history as we dive deep into the rich legacy and collector intrigue surrounding the 1960D Lincoln penny. This 1-cent coin minted in Denver during a time of transition in American life holds much more than its face value. It is a reflection of changing minting technologies, shifts in public demand, and the enduring symbolism of Abraham Lincoln in American culture. The 1960s marked the dawn of a new era in the United States. The country stood on the cusp of technological innovation, space exploration, and civil rights reform. As this wave of progress took hold, the U.S. Mint was grappling with its own evolution, including the modernization of coin production and the growing needs of a booming post-war population. The Lincoln cent itself had already been a staple in American currency since its first issue in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, with a design by Victor David Brenner featuring Lincoln's bust on the obverse. This penny was the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure on a circulating denomination, and its legacy carried forward for decades. By 1960, the Lincoln cent had undergone many changes, but still remained a cornerstone of everyday transactions. The version minted that year at the Denver Mint bore the familiar D mint mark and featured the reverse design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday, which showed the Lincoln Memorial in fine detail, crafted by Frank Gasparo. This design offered Americans a symbolic and architectural homage to Lincoln, and was especially admired for the subtle yet artistic rendering of the seated Lincoln statue within the monument. Now, the 1960 Lincoln cent is perhaps best known to collectors for a unique and important distinction. It was one of the few years when two different date sizes were produced within the same year, commonly referred to as the small date and large date varieties. This was not merely a cosmetic difference, but rather a fascinating insight into the minting process, errors, revisions, and production decisions made under real-world pressures. Small date 1960 cents are particularly prized by collectors due to their relative scarcity compared to their large date counterparts. These differences became one of the major talking points for numismatists during the early 1960s, and even sparked a miniature treasure hunt for rolls of uncirculated coins. The Denver Mint in 1960 was producing millions of coins to meet national demand, but due to die revisions during the production year, both small and large date coins made their way into circulation. This unexpected development stirred excitement in the collecting community and brought renewed interest to Lincoln cents, even among casual coin holders, as dealers began advertising for premium payments on small date coins. The public joined in the search, scouring change. Beyond the variety intrigue, the 1960 Lincoln penny holds additional appeal due to the broader historical and economic context of the time. America in 1960 was a society standing between the nostalgia of the 1950s and the upheaval of the 1960s. It was a year that saw the election of John F. Kennedy, the launch of the first televised presidential debates, and the accelerating race to space. Every object from that era, including a simple penny, carries the imprint of that momentum. When examining a 1960 penny, collectors often look for sharpness in strike color and luster, as well as potential die errors such as doubling die cracks or off-center strikes, which add to the value and uniqueness of each individual coin. Uncirculated examples with strong red color and original mint brilliance are highly desirable, particularly in the small date variant. Grading services like PCGs and NGC have authenticated and slabbed thousands of these coins, with top-graded examples reaching significant prices in auctions and private sales. In numismatic circles, the 1960 penny has become something of a benchmark for entry-level collectors while also maintaining value for more seasoned hobbyists. Its accessibility in circulated condition makes it an easy starting point, yet the existence of valuable varieties and errors offers a level of depth that keeps the hunt interesting for years. Moreover, its educational value cannot be overstated. The 1960 Lincoln penny teaches collectors about mint practices, topography, die variations, and market trends. It demonstrates how small differences in design can lead to significant changes in value, and how public interest can influence the way coins are perceived and collected. So whether you're holding one of these pennies in your hand out of curiosity, or because it's been passed down through generations, this humble 1-cent coin represents a bridge between eras, between routine and rarity, and between the everyday and the exceptional. It is not just a piece of copper, plated zinc, or bronze. Depending on its composition, but a piece of living American history captured in metal. Stay with us as we continue to explore every angle of this remarkable coin, from its design, specifications to its minting journey and its place in today's collector market. We'll also take a closer look at the small date versus large date varieties, the reasons behind the die changes, and the lasting effect these had on Lincoln cent collecting for decades to come. So buckle in and get ready for an in-depth exploration of the 1960 Lincoln penny here on LC Coins World, where every coin has a voice, and every voice echoes history.